different we talked about. Big to the body. Knockdown number 2. Raise up, keeping those hands up. That's for that body shot. Counter on the left hand. And that drops Ray Putter roll.
We are back again live from Satellite 5. It's the Bare Knuckle Show. I'm Brian Soscia, and so much, as always, to get into today. Exclusive footage. We'll show you some of that from BKFC 67 in Denver, plus some photo shots from our dark show in Myrtle Beach. Talk more about that. Chris Lights Out Lidle's going to be on with us today for a Lidle look back at Denver, and also we're going to talk about the Tryouts coming up this weekend at the ECW Arena. What do they call it? 2300 Arena now in Philadelphia. Stewart, King Kai, the royalty, will be in the house. He's going to join us ahead of defending his title November 9th at BKFC on DAZN, Montana. Plus, we'll announce a new signing and so much more. It's all here for you today on our Halloween edition. I should have gotten dressed up. I'm sorry, didn't look. There's a skull on my Motley Crue shirt. There you go. The Bare Knuckles Show. I want to shout out who was there. Gator was here early. I know Slick Rick, who had a big weekend. We'll talk about that later. Congratulations. He's here. Anthony Yost is here. Quailman, Wesley Killigan, Dylan jumped in early. Little Ben's here as well. And we're just all here having a good time. You know, I want to check in with the booth really quick before we get started. Obviously, great show in Denver. Fans were loud. They were crazy. You enjoyed it, I'm sure. Evan, Brandon?
Yes, we had a great time.
I think Brandon had a better time than you, Evan, because I know I heard at least, 2 to 3 times. Actually, at the post-fight press conference, poor Brandon's trying to set up and get ready. And somebody, I think it was a fighter, it might have been Hassan, somebody's like, oh, you're going to break it again? What do they call him? Dipshit, Brad?
No, I was talking to Hassan. I ran into him in the back, and he's like, yo, I want to come on the show. I was like, absolutely. Maybe, I don't know how you're, he's pretty
we'll get him
bruised
on.
up. I said, maybe next week. I don't know if you're going to be camera ready. He said, yeah, well, who's the guy you always mess with? What's his name? Dumbass Brandon? I was like, new name unlocked.
Yeah, right. And then I believe it was him, again, before the press conference. You remember that, Brandon? He's like, oh, don't mess it up. Don't break it. People were hassling you when you're trying to get ready.
Oh, no. What happened was we were setting up, like we were testing stuff, and then like some feedback came over the speaker while we were testing. And he's like, you fucking broke it again while we were setting up.
That's what we do. That's what we do to poor Brandon. They got him and corporate Evan got big announcements at the show too. I saw Evan's little smirk when I did it. Big pop.
Biggest pop of the night.
They did.
As I was walking back to go to the press conference, I had like 3 people stop me, be like, broke it, Brandon. Wanted high fives and shit.
Look what we've created here. I love it.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's so great. I'll tell you. What's that? Hold on for a second. Oh, that's the front desk kid. He's here. Is that guy here? He came. Do you guys know about this kid? I know. Let him in. Bring him in. Hold on. You can walk across. Go sit in that. Bring him in. Sit in that chair over there.
What's going on?
I didn't think you were really going to come. You know how to put the mic up? Put the headphones on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Some of you know who this guy is because he's been hanging out in the chat. He was begging us to come in. We've met him at an airport before. And you're here now. I didn't think you were really going to come in. Then they just told me you were here. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, Brian, everyone knows that I live in the same state as you guys. I live in a very drivable distance, and I'm always flying across the country to the shows. I'm always driving to the shows. And this whole thing started in New Mexico in August of this year. Obviously, we use the same airports because we're from the same area.
Yeah.
I booked a random 5 a.m. flight to go home.
I can't believe they let you on planes. You're crazy.
I do a little, I get a little drunk before my flights.
I know you do.
I was stumbling a little bit. So I come in, and at that 5 a.m. flight, I see David Feldman walk in.
Yeah.
I see Brian Soscia. I see Evan. I see the great Dave Cranston. I see Junior. And all you guys are on the same flight as me, so I had to show love, and you guys have been so amazing to us and all the fans. You let me hang out with you. And it was New Mexico. You got to have a connecting flight to get back to Philly, so
I know.
The whole 7 hours, and not even 7 hours, actually. Our second flight got delayed 4 hours, so I hung out with you guys.
I know. Listen, we got a lot to get to, and I understand that, but you made the trip fun because you're insane. So I'm glad to have you here. I truly didn't think you were going to come in. Just thanks for coming in. We like being able to do stuff like this. Do you want to sit in for the mailbag?
Oh, 100%. Thank you so much. I'll go sit in right now.
Yeah, you sit in right here now. But I think before we start the mailbag, he was talking about traveling. Now that I'm thinking about it, somebody had some kind of video they wanted to show. You always talk about traveling. You said it was fun with us, and you always talk about traveling with Dave and I, Evan. So you were filming us apparently here.
Yeah, we've got some exclusive.
Oh, I can't wait.
Footage here.
I saw a little bit of this. Not the whole thing.
Let's roll it. This is my view. I tried to take you out first.
That was Evan's bag. All right.
Here comes the menace.
He almost hit an old lady here. Watch. This is great. This is what we do with no sleep in airports.
There's a lot more of that. It started way back in like the train.
Or when I asked the lady, I said to her, remember he wanted to shake my hand? I asked the lady, a pro wrestler, should I shake it?
I got that too.
That lady wanted nothing to do with it. She's like, I guess. I mean, you seem trustworthy or something. Yeah. She said and then she said Dave was more trustworthy than me. And I have a problem with that.
She said you didn't look trustworthy at all.
That's what I'm saying. And she said Dave looks trustworthy. I said, all right, come work for BKFC. Come on over. He was winning people over in the airport, man. He's got a lovable face, I guess. All right, let's get to the mailbag now. He's in for it.
It's time for mail call.
Here we go. The Bare Knuckle Show at gmail.com. Let us know what you think, what you want to send in. I love this guy named Simon sent the first one, and so it starts off like this. Simon says he enjoyed the story post that we did on the Bare Knuckle Show Instagram. It had to do with the Sundance glare.
Yeah, you
don't have that.
You didn't send me that.
All right, let's go past that one. So the Sundance glare, basically what this guy did, it was kind of funny. He had said that we should watch the Sundance fight with the Halloween theme in the background because of the Sundance glare, and she's wearing like this. And he overdubbed it, what it would sound like a piece of. It was kind of funny. He said he watched the whole fight and just kept looping it. Hey, to each their own. Thank you for that, Simon. Phil sent this in. He says, no need for air freshener. Now, I don't know what this is, but let's take a look. Wow. Whoa. So imagine taking a dump here. I got to tell you, I think now would that be? I don't know, Anthony. Would that be peaceful?
I don't see any toilet paper there.
Do you wipe with the rocks? Yeah. Is that?
That's. I don't understand that.
No bidet, nothing.
Well, maybe you just wash it in the river when you're done. You kind of put it down there like that. The river. down below. But I mean, take the toilet paper part out of this. Would that be an enjoyable dump for you?
Oh, I think it would be one of the best I've ever had. I don't think I'd stand up.
How about you guys? Would you enjoy
I'm
that?
looking at the hill you have to take to get up there, so you may not even make it. If I got to walk up, if I got to go
You're going to be sweaty.
Yeah. That looks like at least 20 minutes to climb up.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you wait too long, like you ever try to go up, never mind. Like when you really got to go. Well, I will elaborate. You know, like I've always noticed this, when you really have to go, we've all had these problems, and you get close to the toilet, you get too close, like you're getting close to your house if you're driving, it becomes harder to hold it. Does anyone else notice that?
Yes.
And then you get, it's like an explosion. It's insane. So I don't know if I'd want to climb to use that toilet if I had to go. In the chat, you can weigh in. It's not easy. You have to clench your cheeks and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Oh, I just go in Wawa. I just make the plunge.
Take the plunge in Wawa. They're clean bathrooms there. Yeah, I don't know.
Those floors?
I don't know if I would. He used to make the floors for Wawa. I don't know if I would enjoy that. It's a nice view though. Thank you for sending that in, Phil. Strange. Okay, this is cool. I actually wrote this. Did you guys see this? Ben Rothwell, bare knuckle fighter, showing off his grip strength. Check this out.
We're here to find out if the bare knuckle hands can go up against the orangutan's grip strength. Let's see, buddy. Right-handed. Oh, let's see, do left hand. Both hands.
Look at that. So I like how he just kind of takes his little kid, just goes, get out of the way, buddy, with his big arm. So he's got some big grip strength. Apparently that's harder to do than it looks. And the reason I brought this up, because Jade Masum Wong, I don't know if this is a thing online or what, but she's showing off her grip strength, competing against an MMA fighter that you may know.
Let's go. Okay.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
I mean, you gotta have that. I mean, you gotta really clinch down, like Dave always says, with the fist when you're punching. Just clinch as hard as you can. So I guess that's why the grip strength beat him so badly. But in looking at Jade, when we saw that was actually sent in that one. But then they were saying about Halloween for Jade and what she's doing for Halloween. Jade is. It looks like she's beating things up. Let's watch. I don't know about. Yeah, it's This Is Halloween. That's a song. So I saw her carving this pumpkin in another. What are you doing?
Oh shit! Whoops! Come on, Brandon.
Well, that ruined the part of the segment. So basically, she beat up the pumpkin.
She was smashing pumpkins.
Yeah, she was smashing pumpkins. She carved that whole pumpkin in another video. It's on her Instagram. You can check it out. We like seeing what people are doing. I feel like Randy the Pervert would like that video. And Anthony's in here. Anthony, I noticed that Anthony the Pervert. Oh, excuse me.
Camera died.
So. Oh, well, that's fine. Randy the Pervert did not write in today. Yet you came in today. So did quote unquote Randy the Pervert, Anthony the Pervert, forget to write in today?
I am not Randy the Pervert. I do not hide the pervert tendencies. I have nothing to hide. We have Evan the Pervert, Anthony the Pervert, Brian the Pervert.
Chris the Pervert, he's here as well. Chris Lights Out Lidle, let's bring him in. We'll get back to the mailbag in just a minute. We're going through all the Halloween stuff. We have more Halloween stuff to share with you. We're also going to do another punching bag video that was sent in and some other stuff as well. We'll get to that, but first we got to talk to Chris Lights Out Lidle. Chris, we have a guy in here, Anthony. We've met him before. He's been to many shows, and he's claiming that he is not the guy that writes in Randy the Pervert. I don't fully believe him because Randy the Pervert did not write in today, and Anthony showed up at the studio today because we didn't think he'd come, but we invited him. So I feel like...
Coincidence? I don't think so. Come on, Anthony. We know it's you.
It's him. He's nervous.
No comment.
Yeah, see? He's him.
I
He's
played
nervous.
the fifth.
He's
Hey, I appreciate the love that Anthony, he follows us, he goes to the fights. I was watching you guys, showing up and hanging out with a bunch of knuckleheads like you guys at the airport. Good man, thank you.
Knuckleheads is a nice way to put it.
I just want to say, Chris, you're the man too, bro. You travel across the country every other day. It feels like doing tryouts, events. No matter what it is, you get it done. So thank you for all you do for the fans and this company, Chris. You're the man, brother.
Man, and this guy's smart, Brian. Why are you talking bad about this guy?
I'm not talking. I love him. I love this guy.
Okay. Right.
I think he's hilarious. Okay. I just think it's funny that he's talking about how we're all perverse in here. And then, I mean, are you Chris the Pervert? Who knows?
I mean, why do you always bring up weird sexual stuff with me? I don't.
He brought it up. Well, you're good looking, Chris.
You, Brian. What kind of weird fetish do you have? I don't want to hear about it. Let's talk fight stuff.
I have a lights out Chris Lidle fetish. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. Denver Lidle look back. You threw me off, Chris. Denver Lidle look back. There was so much good in Denver. I mean, the crowd was loud. They were nuts. You know that. I mean, from the prelims on, Nash Diedrich's first round knockout. That guy's got some star quality, I think. And also the other guy that really stuck out was Hassan in the prelims. Both of those guys. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, that Hassan fight was really good. I mean, he knocked his first two opponents out pretty quick. We didn't know. You know, he's a heavy hitter, but then that fight was awesome because not only that, when he went out there just throwing bombs like he does, he hit Sparks, he knocked him out. Sparks, that dude can fight too. He got up and like flipped a switch in his head. He's like, I got to finish this guy. So they went to war, and that was a really fun fight, man. I like both those guys.
100%. I mean, is there anything else before I talk that I want your opinion that stuck out on the card to you?
I really liked, obviously, the Kamosi with the knockout was fantastic. I think that Figueroa is going to be very good. Unfortunately, his guy threw up and he couldn't finish the fight. That was great. I really like the female Paparaki. I think she was having fun for her first bare knuckle fight. She's out there. She's kind of clowning around. Went to the body. I love that fight as well. So there's a lot of good fights to build on. I think we have some potential future stars. Like I said, I've always been high on the Figueroa. Yeah. We had another guy, Lou Pierre, who didn't get to fight because his guy missed weight. But hey, we have a lot of good fighters.
Yeah, Dylan the villain. That guy. I mean, it's another guy. It's a young prospect here in BKFC.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we have a lot of good fighters in this area. People don't realize how good of a fight town Denver is, man. There's so many good camps out there. And the amazing thing, if you go to, Edwards was at the last 3 fights, all had people out of the same gym. Genesis, and they have their own bare knuckle division. All the gyms around have combined and said, we got bare knuckle fighter, we're going to put on bare knuckle class at Genesis. They're just becoming really good, having some talented fighters.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to, as Anthony was saying earlier, our in-studio guest that's a huge fan of the sport, I'm looking forward to see, as you travel all the time and find more of these fighters, I really hope to see Genesis, more gyms like that are bare knuckle gyms. And I'm seeing more of them. That's exciting. I know like Shift Combat, they're becoming more of a bare knuckle gym. And I think we're going to see more of that, which is very exciting. We're watching some of the main event here with Sawyer and DP here. I mean, did you think it was going to end that quickly, Chris? Because I sure as hell didn't.
No, not at all. I mean, this is bare knuckle, though. You always have to understand that could happen. I was really impressed. To me, DP looked very relaxed. He was confident he was going in. He just got called a punch. I mean, anytime you get called a shot like he did, that's it. I mean, you see his nose when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I don't know how bad it was. And when he gets up, I was like, okay. Yeah, his nose is destroyed. So it just takes one punch here. Kamozi's a veteran. You can tell to me, Kamozi, he's been waiting for this title for a long time. He had his opportunity already. It wasn't going to get away from him again. He was very confident and just landed a good punch.
Kamozi's, I say this about certain fighters that we have on the show and that watch the show. Kamozi is a nice guy. He's a good guy, it seems to me. Nice guy to talk to be around outside of fighting. So when a guy like that obtains that goal, it just makes me feel good. I know you've known Chris for a long time. I know you have to be objective because Sawyer DP, I would have been so happy for him as well. Yeah. But it just feels good to see a good guy like that finally get his flowers, as they say.
Here's the thing. I mean, you got to understand one thing. They're a different place in their career. DP came pro with us. His first pro fight was BKFC. He has more time. This was, in a way, Kamozi might have been his last run at it. You know what I mean? So I'm glad to see this happen. Yes, would have been good to see DP, but he'll be around. He has more time. He's going to be there. So I think it worked out the way it should have. I don't know. I mean, like I said, sometimes I want to root against somebody, and you can sometimes. Not this case. I didn't really, either way it worked. Sometimes you want an enemy. There is no enemy here. Everybody's good.
Yeah, that was like when I used to watch more UFC and stuff. I'd always root against Chris Lights Out Lidle. It was strange. All right,
sorry, man. You always lost. You always lost.
You're the best, Chris. All right, so UK, look ahead. Denver was a great show, and the fans were insane. If there's nothing else on Denver right now, I tell you, no, I want to talk about Jumpman. I forgot to talk about Jumpman, Cameron Jumpman Van Camp. This guy's got a bright future with us too. I'm excited to see where he's headed next. I mean, you feel the same way?
Yeah. I mean, that was a tough fight. I mean, Gertz is an animal. He comes in throwing bombs, and he landed a couple really good shots on Cameron early, and I can tell Cameron didn't throw hardly anything that first round. He was just trying to get his legs under him. But then he's very technically a good boxer. I mean, he's just picking his shots. You just have to be careful against a guy like Gertz because you're probably not knocking Gertz out. That's the problem. I mean, you're not going to knock him out. And if you sit there and just trade with him, he's going to knock you out. So you have to be smart when you fight him. Makes it first sometimes not quite a fight you want. You want to get a knockout if you can't do it. But, I mean, Gertz his face was a mess at the end of that fight. So
you respect the Gertz as well. Wow.
That was a lot of fun, man. That fight they went to war. Like there's a difference. Sometimes when you get two really high level guys, it's a different pace fight. But as long as people are landing punches, I'm having a good time.
That's right. And then the other one I want to talk about, it just dawned on me. I'm sitting here talking about it. I'm sure the organization doesn't love me talking about this part, but I come from a different cloth. I'm cut from a different cloth. One of my favorite moments of the night, which was illegal and shouldn't have been done. I yelled at Andy Glenn when he got out of the ring. We talk about Chancey all the time. Chancey's intense. Chancey sometimes gets too intense. And Strode is going to be a star with us. I can see that too. It was great to spend some time with him as well. But I don't know what to call it, a body slam of sorts, a double leg. I don't know what it was. Like, I'll tell you what, I've landed on pro wrestling rings. It doesn't feel nice. I've also landed hard on BKFC rings. And as you know, if you're a fighter, have ever been in a ring, it hurts a lot worse. So when stuff like that happens, that could be a difference maker. You get the wind knocked out of you, you're a little off, But I did yell at Andy Glenn. I said, Andy, why would you deduct points? I was like, you should add points. It was like WWE BKFC. It was amazing. He's like, you're the only idiot that would say that. That's what he told me.
Here's the thing. You have to deduct points. Obviously, that's illegal. But you have to understand something. If I'm a fighter and plan A is me to fight and outbox this guy and it's not working, and I've been knocked down 3 or 4 times, at that point, it's desperation. What do I have to do to win this fight? Because I'm not going to outbox this guy. I'm not going to outstrike him. Maybe I got to rough him up. Maybe I got to try whatever it takes to win this fight. You pick him up and slam him. Let's see what that did. Did that mess with his head? Did that get him out of his game frame? Or what did that do? Maybe I can win now. Maybe he's not going to be the same fighter. Well, he was. So
he sure was.
It didn't work, but I understand. At desperate times calls for desperate measures. I understand what he did, but hey, it didn't work out. It is what it is.
No, you're right. And I, like I said, I actually spoke to Strode. I think Brandon was with me afterwards. I said, man, how was that? I said, that's not a pro wrestling ring, and they don't even feel good. And he's like, yeah, it didn't feel good. Because again, I understand what Chancey was doing, what you're saying, but also to be on the receiving end of that, you can get punched in the face, but if you land wrong like that, you misplace a rib or something, now you got to get back up and fight. Now you're screwed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was joking.
For sure. I mean, you have to put I understand all sides of it. It's not a good thing, but hey, this is a fight, and you punch me in the face. There's a lot of pride involved. Wilson, he's a prideful fighter. He's not going to go out there and lay down for anybody. He's like, you come in here, dude, I'm gonna slam your ass. I get it.
That's it. There we go. Let's talk quickly about UK coming up this week, and it is a fight week. UK, birthplace of Bare Knuckle. I know that you and Sean will be on commentary. He's always doing a great job. What are you looking for out of this UK show? I feel like sometimes we see different stuff in the UK.
Just the style, usually a little bit different. So, and they got some tough, hard-nosed guys. Like I said, they've been around for a long time. They've like I said, my first bare knuckle fight was in England before it was legalized here. So they have a great, rich history in the fight. So a lot of tough guys. I really have liked to see David Oscar fight. Yeah. I think the way he comes in at those powerful shots the entire time. So Fuller's no punk. So main event should be great. I mean, usually they're going to be solid from the first fight to the end because they usually have a lot of guys with experience. So a lot of times we're getting guys every now and again who's never had a bare knuckle fight. It's their first one. They'll get in. They get like, oh, this ain't for me. We shouldn't have that with the England card.
No, I don't think so either. Well, we're looking forward to that. Of course, you can watch that, bkfc.com. Grab the app. It's there for you. The other thing I want to talk about, it's a big deal. Man, you're busy. You're busy. Because then you'll be in Philly, from what I understand, this Sunday. You're coming to Philadelphia. Eddie Alvarez will be there as well for the tryouts. I know Nate Shook will be there, the matchmaker. I believe David Feldman will be there. It goes down this Sunday, 1 p.m. registration, 2 p.m. start time at what I like to call the ECW Arena, because if there was no ECW Pro Wrestling, there wouldn't be a 2300 Arena. They call it the 2300 Arena now. It's in Philadelphia. You can look it up. You can sign up, bkfc.com/tryouts. And this is big if you're in anywhere in the area of Philadelphia, because, Chris, I mean, this is a difference maker. We're looking at men and women to put on the big card we're going to have in Philadelphia. And this could be a life changer for a fighter. This could strap a rocket to you for superstardom. This is a big opportunity.
And that's what people have to realize. You show up there, somebody coming from that Tryouts will be on the card, probably multiple people. So if you catch our eye, if there's something you do that makes us like, yeah, this is the perfect person for us, you're going to be on there. And that Philadelphia card is probably going to be, I mean, you got to admit, it's going to be the biggest one we've ever put on, because Dave's coming home. This is his homecoming. This is where he lives. This is where our whole company is based at. And Brian, this is where you are. You guys got to put on the biggest event you can. You know, I mean, I'm trying to think, can we get Rocky to fight for us?
That'd be great. We get Frank Stallone here.
Has anybody tried to get a hold of him? I mean, he's making an appearance. Come on, he's got a statue out there, for Christ's sake. Come on.
If we can't get Rocky, I at least want Frank Stallone to sing the national anthem. Take it back. Do, 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 do.
I don't want that.
He's a friend of the company.
The trials, baby. It's in your hometown. Why would you not come?
Who said I wasn't? Whoever said I wasn't going to come? You putting words in my mouth.
I asked you.
When
are you coming?
Am I coming?
You mentioned a lot of names. Yours wasn't in there.
Oh. they didn't invite me, but that doesn't stop me from showing up. Apparently, in the comments section of YouTube here, I see that the Lord Evan Zentor posted the men of the BKFC show will be there. So I plan on stopping through. The men. Did I say the men? I said the man. Sorry,
no,
I'm working quick. The men, all of us. So I don't know if that
at least me and Brandon.
Does that include? I say, yeah.
Well,
I'm the boy.
Yeah.
I might come down. I want to check it out. I don't see myself not coming down. I was thinking about bringing my son. Just to kind of show him what's going on, because he never gets to see it. So maybe we'll see.
It's never too early. I will recruit him. You know, I will make him do it. And Dave Phelan will sign him. I promise.
I know.
10 years you're fighting for. So
I know, man. He can make me some money. I like it. Good idea.
That reminds me, is anybody heard from Feldman? Is he alive? Is he all right? Because, I mean, he told me he's going to call me back in an hour yesterday. I haven't heard. So I thought maybe he got kidnapped or something.
He told me he was going to call me back in an hour like 3 years ago. It's okay. He's good. Listen.
Okay. Just making sure he's still alive. You never know. I just worry about him.
I think he's not. I think he's in the city or something today. I don't know what's going on, but he is not here, but he is fine. And I will, I'll text him to make sure.
Just make sure you pass the message. I was worried about it, man, because I thought for sure usually he's good on calling me back.
Are you okay? No, they're asking in the chat if Feldman did that to you. Are you okay? What happened? Did you get a shiner? I can't really see it too well.
Oh no, I was training today, man. Did some work. You know, got some. It's more of if you look on my neck too, I have it's Velcro from the gloves. Yeah. Got on my neck and on my arm too. So, you know, we need to start taping these gloves up. They got a lot of Velcro and there's a lot of scratches.
The Velcro gets in the way. Heck with these bitch mittens. What
Hey, I know. I agree. I'm trying to teach people here, Brian. I can't just go out there and start punching these young folks.
There'd be no more bare knuckle. We'd have nobody coming in. They'd be done. But
like,
listen,
this isn't for me. Yeah.
for the tryouts this weekend in Philadelphia, again, make sure you're there, bkfc.com/tryouts. And I always say this ad nauseum because it makes sense. Even if you don't get on the Philly card for some reason, well, we're in Philly. Now we're going to do another one day. You're still on our radar. We're always looking for new talent. You're going to improve. You're going to meet Eddie Alvarez, Chris Lidle, and Dave Feldman, Nate Shook. They're going to give you tips. They're going to let you know if you're not there yet, how you can get there. And what's the most powerful thing? If you want to get somewhere in a job, I always just ask my boss, I want to make this much money. How do I get there? That's what they're going to show you.
Here's the thing too, Brian. I don't want to just make a tryout. I kind of do a little seminar at the same time. So I'm kind of teaching people who've never had a bare knuckle fight a few tips. This is what you need to work on. This is how this is different from boxing. This is how it's different from MMA. This is how the stance you need to have. This is the range you need to have. And I kind of go over why, because how are you supposed to know unless you train at a place where they do it? You're not going to know. So I try to educate people a little bit as we're doing the tryout as well. So it's just good knowledge to have.
Yeah, and I don't care how much you think you know. Chris Lidle's been around this. He's done it. He's competed at high levels in MMA and bare knuckle and everything. So, and he watches. I think you and Sean have probably seen, other than our editors and probably our director, you guys have probably seen the most hours of BKFC and what works and doesn't work just because you work here and what you do. So who better to talk to than Chris Lidle and Eddie Alvarez, we know how elite he is. So we look forward to seeing you at the tryouts, bkfc.com/tryouts. Chris, lights out Lidle. We're up against it. So I'm going to see you Sunday. Are you going to have a cheesesteak or some meatballs or something when you get to town?
You're picking me up. I don't know, whatever you want to do, man. We're good.
I'll have my Uber fare running. I'll have my my meter.
Oh, that's sweet. Hey, I'll just build a company. Don't worry about that.
Oh man, I'm not going to get paid. All right. So listen, you're the man. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you on Sunday. And thanks for coming on as always. Chris, lights out Lidle. You want to say bye, Anthony? I know you're a big fan.
Peace out, Chris. You're the man, brother.
My man, I can't wait. Hey, you got to be there Sunday. Come hang out.
Are you going to try out, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm going to be trying out.
What? Really?
My man.
Yeah, I'm trying out.
He says, try it out. All right, we got to film this. He came in so last minute, we didn't have a camera to even film him. That's how last minute this was. Anyway, you're the man, Chris, lights out Lidle. I'll talk to you Sunday, bro.
See you guys.
Thank you, buddy.
You're trying out with me, Brian.
I know what'll happen if I try out. I'm not dumb. All right. Anthony, you're great. We'll get back to Mailbag in a little bit. How much time do we have till Kai calls? Maybe let's just jet through Mailbag until Kai calls, all right? Is that good with you guys in the booth?
Yes.
All right, sweet.
Do you want the mailbag sound again?
I don't know. Do we need it again?
I don't think so.
All right. So we were left off. Let's just replay. Jade was out beating up pumpkins. Now I watched this. She made this pumpkin. She carved it. She had very little clothes on when she was carving it. It seemed to me. She put some more clothes on, and she went out and she fought it. Look at her beating the hell out of the pumpkin. And this is, I guess, how she hangs in her yard. She even made see the blood. She took the pumpkin seeds out of it. I saw her made blood pumpkin seeds. She loves. Look at her. She loves it. Jade Masam Wang celebrating Halloween by beating a pumpkin up. I love it. Smashing a pumpkin, as Evan would say. From there, let's see what else we have Halloween-wise here. Oh, this is brilliant. Taylor Starling doing, it looks like a bucked up commercial, but you'll see, Halloweenish for their Halloween vampire brand or whatever it is.
It's music.
No, I didn't know. Okay. Well, here's the big part. Here's the big finish. Oh, she's got fangs. So cute, Taylor. I'm sure Bucked Up loved that. And, Bucked Up, great. We love them as well. Dr. Sarah Shells fought for us before. She was out celebrating Halloween, apparently dressed as Spider-Man, shadow boxing in the middle of a street. Does it not work? Why are you not pressing play? There we go. She's shadow boxing in the middle of a street. That is Sarah Shell. Look at her. Thank God there's no cars coming. How would you even see them in the Spider-Man mask? Was she slinging web? I have so many questions. Was she hanging from what did she do? Did she go to work dressed like that? There, Dr. Sarah Shell, Spider-Man. My son's actually going to be Spider-Man this year. Let's see what else we have as we wait for Kai Stewart, the king, to come in. Oh, this is the best one. This is the best Halloween costume I've seen. This Halloween costume is called Clean Cut Calmus. Look at this guy. What happened to Zach Calmus? We might have to zoom in. He looks like he got his ears lower, got a haircut there. Look at it. He's all happy. He looks like Mick Foley when he shaved his head. Blake Lacaze is in there too. Go let that play again. Can you zoom into that first one? Look at it. I like him better with the long hair. He looks like more of a wild man. He looks like he got a cut for school or something. Anthony, how do you like Zach better? Clean cut or not?
I'm not gonna lie, I love the long hair, so I'm kind of upset right now. But
Yeah,
it's
you look
good.
That's why I asked you. Look, you're gonna cry over there when you saw his new hairstyle. But yeah, there he is, clean cut Calmus for Halloween. I guess I don't know. He still got the beard. He looks so like put together. Looks like he got a makeover. What happened? I don't know. That's where you answer me. What happened, Anth?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know. Maybe a woman in his life told him to do it. Usually, when you make a big change like that, it's because
it's so
you
true.
get told to do it. Like
It's so true. All right, we're watching. We love seeing the pop up zooms all the time. The next one up. Do we have time to get to the next one? He's gonna kill me, isn't he?
He's getting.
Anyone in here dressing up?
I can't do both at the same time. We can watch another video, or I could start bringing.
Is Kai
in.
waiting?
I have to get him in. I have to
Just
go
get
to
him
the
in.
Zoom
We'll get
panel.
back. We got a punching bag video to get to yet. Yeah, we'll get in. Bring him in. Let's talk to Kai. This is how we do it piecemeal, Anthony. You watch. Hey, Anthony, while we're waiting for Kai, you mentioned off the air to me that you had some problems with some people in the chat before, and you're not big fans of certain people. It's just what Anthony says.
Listen, I'm gonna clear the beef right now, and I'm gonna erase all tension right now. Little Ben is the official #2 fan in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. There's only one super fan, and his name is Anthony Camacho, straight out of Pennsylvania.
Well, Little Ben's going to be... I didn't realize he was going to say that, Ben. I thought it was something else. But Little Ben's going to be pissed in the chat right now. By the way, if you're watching on Instagram as we wait for Kai Stewart, make sure you jump on the YouTube so we can talk to you because I can't see what you're saying on Instagram. I've had fighters tell me that I ignore them on Instagram. I'm not doing that. Come on over to the Bare Knuckle Show on Instagram, and you can join in the chat here. And then also the Bare Knuckle Show on YouTube and Instagram. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm out of it. We got Kai Stewart in the virtual green room here. I'm ready for the King to join us. Very excited to speak to the King himself. Royalty has joined us as he chugs his water. What's going on, Kai? How are you?
Doing great as always, Brian. I love that phone call whenever I get to talk to you every single time.
I know. I enjoy talking to you too, Kai. I've watched your career from the get-go, and I love seeing where you're headed. We have a fan in the studio today, so before I start, his name's Anthony. We've met him at airports. He lives locally. I didn't think he'd really come in, or I wouldn't have invited him, but we invited him in today, and he showed up. So let's talk to him. We don't have a camera on him because we didn't know he's really coming in. We didn't think he would. You have anything you want to say to Kai really quick, Anthony?
King Kai, you're the man, brother. I just wanted to give a huge shout out and congratulations to you on everything you've accomplished because you're our first official homegrown combat sport athlete that came through Bare Knuckle, and you're young, you're in your prime. Sky's the limit to you, brother. God bless you.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, and I hope you enjoy the show November 9th. I feel like I've done so much in this sport, but like you just said, we're still young, so I'm still growing, and we're still going to the moon. Now everybody's saying Bare Knuckle to the moon. I said the humble team to the moon since my debut. So let's go.
Thank you for that, Anthony. I agree, Kai. And Anthony, you really seem to be in love with Kai. I mean, you were talking about it off the air. Your camera's not working. If you'd like to get up and blow him a kiss, I mean, the way you're speaking about him, you feel free to do it. Go ahead, right in front of the camera. Just blow him a kiss. Get up. No, get up and do it right there.
I already did it.
He didn't see you. Do it. Blow him a kiss. Come on, Anthony. No, you got to do it there. Your camera's not working. Do it to my camera.
I'm not giving him a kiss.
You see, you're licking your lips over there off camera. It's strange, Anthony.
I think Brian has a crush on him.
I love how he understands the show. He's heaping it on me like I did this. All right, Kai, let's get to you, bro. Show you a lot of respect as champion, and we should. Like I said, Anthony said it as well. You have had this rise in BKFC, and I've watched it, and I really have enjoyed it, as I said top of the interview. Do you feel, though, and we've spoken about this before, but I want to go public with this. Do you feel that the doubters, because you've had so many doubters, it's no secret, people saying Kai's going to lose, Kai's not going to win the title, Kai's going to lose to HD, Kai's going to get beat bad by Brian Duran, Kai's this, Kai's not cut out for this. Well, it seems like you are. But do you feel like you still have doubters and haters?
Yeah, so I believe we touched on this in the past, just in passing, but it's like people, I think, are now starting to cross that bridge onto Team King Kai. But it took influence, and I think the McGregor influence has really helped a lot. But I also know that if in an alternate universe something was to go wrong, and those doubters are all going to be haters and doubters again. Yep. So, I'm treading lightly. Every day is the same to me. I'm doing what I love for money. I'm grateful for every opportunity that Bare Knuckle has given me, whether directly or indirectly. And the haters, doubters, I love everybody that supports me. And, and I love my haters too, because the more that they talk, talk their shit, the more that my metrics go up. So keep it coming, baby.
As long as they spell your name correctly, that's all you need, man, right? That's what Gene Simmons from Kiss used to say. You spoke about Conor McGregor, who, it's no secret, this guy is part of the company now. He's showing up at shows. I showed a couple shows. I think it was in Sturgis. He walked right up to you, Kai. The first thing he did when he came out and toasted you. So there's some deep respect there between you, of course, and Conor. Where's talk about your relationship? Has he been somewhat of a mentor? Have you been talking to him? Where's that at?
So I still think I have a lot to earn there, but just in general, he's been awesome. So just from Sturgis to posting me to some private DMs, we've definitely been in contact, and I do hope that this comes to fruition as like a true mentorship. I know as an owner, he's going to have definite reservations just because you have to be. But I do think that I have what it takes to be the superstar that brings BKFC over that hump. And I do think that with McGregor's help, that becomes extremely more likely.
Yeah,
I'm willing to do whatever I can to make this happen, and that's what we're doing.
Of course, and I shouldn't say mentor. Maybe that was a poor choice of words, but someone there to kind of maybe fill in a gap that you haven't had filled in, something that they show you. They say, hey, wait, Kai, you're doing this, but if you do it like this, it's going to help you, which Conor, I'm sure, is available to do that for a lot of people. But I know that you had spoken to him and how much of an influence on your fighting career he was, so I thought that'd be really cool for you. Let's talk about another fighting career before we get to your fight with Jimmy Rivera. You had mentioned to me that you didn't talk about this. You never talked about it before this camp. I'm going to bring it out now. Dakota Rough Rhodes, she was your mid-holder. Yeah. And you didn't want to talk about that because you didn't want to, I guess, expose her to the haters or whatever. And you've changed your camp up now. But before we get to that, Dakota Rhodes, she's got a fight coming up, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. On the Prospect Amateur Series, it's she's stepping into the squared circle. She's a Muay Thai fighter. She's done MMA, and now it's all stand up. And we've been learning how to fight. She definitely helped me with my striking, and I've helped her with her wrestling and clinch. It's a super power couple, and Billings is our stage. Billings is going to be a really fun night for our household.
Yeah,
so.
I love that you called it a super power couple. I don't know if I said it because my brain is all over the place, but I don't know if I mentioned that you are together. She's your girlfriend. Because I didn't want to mention that either. I'd rather not at first because I want people to accept her for who she is. But the reason I bring this up is because you didn't tell people she was helping you train. Now you've changed your training. Even though she was great, you've done well. You've kind of leveled up with your training now. Speak about that.
Yeah. So my camp in Great Falls with Coach Dave Evans, Sean Ibsen, my wrestling coach Sears Tiernan, it was amazing. They got me as far as I could get here. And we had a great deep conversation between all of us. And we just knew that it was time for me to switch up camps in terms of just the training partners. I still take what they have to say and I take it back to my camp, but I've been training with the likes of UFC, undefeated in the UFC, Brady Heastand, and Coach Dylan Lemery out there in Spokane with DL Training Systems. So these guys, being around like-minded professional athletes is what I needed to be. And I think that was the biggest key in my training that I was missing. And I still hold all my coaches dear. I'm actually in Great Falls right now, finishing up camp in the old stomping grounds. So yeah, we had to switch it up. Just like it's kind of everybody from a small rural area has to at some point. And it was time, and I had the blessing of everybody, and we're still Montana to the moon, baby.
I think it's so important that a coach who feels that they've taken a talent, an athlete, as far as they can go, won't let their ego get in the way or the fear of losing you, so to speak, get in the way, and have that honest conversation. I don't know of a lot of coaches that would always do that because they want to keep working with you as you get bigger. But I know that they know that you'll kind of keep them in mind when you're back around Montana. I think it was a very smart choice. Let's talk about Jimmy Rivera, your opponent. So in speaking with Jimmy Rivera, I'm going to read a quote.
Little Jim. It's Little Jim, Brian.
My apologies. I'm trying to be a broadcast journalist here. I got to be professional. If you're instructing me to call him Little Jim, I'll call him that if I remember throughout the interview, if that makes you more comfortable. That's not coming from me. That's coming from Guy Stewart. All right, so Lil Jim, as you call him, I had a chance to speak with him a little bit. We were talking, and one thing that stuck out to me was he said that Kai thinks he's prepared, but he's not. Talk about that quote.
I just think he's trying to make himself comfortable. His only path to victory is to make this as ugly as possible, and may luck forever be on his side. But nah, I've been in there with some rough, hard hitters in my 6 unblemished career. This is my sport. He is a legend, and I do give Jimmy Rivera the respect where respect is due. But there's always somebody coming up. I said it in my first interview. There's always somebody younger coming up. If you're not evolving, you're going to get your ass kicked. And just because he came over here with the resume that he has doesn't mean that he's ready for this. I'm faster. I'm way better at boxing. My wrestling's better. My pressure's better. It's, he's getting a little older and getting slower, but I am ready. Whenever we get back to his specific comment, I am ready.
You are ready, and you talk about your disciplines, your stuff being better than his. Now, the question I have is that we've talked ad nauseum about you and the wrestler grit that you have. We talk about it every fight. And I've been saying it since day one because, I never wrestled the level you or Jimmy did, but I wrestled throughout middle school and high school. I wasn't the best. I wasn't the worst. I was good. I tried my hardest. But there's a certain grit that you get, even if you're not that good. There's kids that were way worse than me. But there's something you learn from wrestling. Is that a cause for concern with you, even though your wrestling may be better? Is this one of the first guys it might be the first guy in bare knuckle that you've had a fight that has had pretty high level wrestling? Does that come into your mind at all?
It does, but we're not here to weather the storm. We're here to become the storm.
That's good.
And I will always become the storm. And it's a good clash of styles. That's what makes this fight in this camp was very, very exciting, because I had to work on other things. I know that I can't 100% rely on it. I do think that I am going to just bully this guy around the ring the entire time. However, there's always that, I respect wrestlers. I respect what he's done, and we've gotten better in other areas. So if he's expecting a dogfight, he should expect that. But if he's expecting me to not be slick with my boxing, he's in for a really, really rude, quick awakening.
It's a great way to put it, and I understand that. It's smart if you've been working on that a lot too. Now, as far as the advantages you kind of talked about that you have over Jimmy, but the one advantage he does not have is he's fighting what I like to call Kai Country, Montana. And they're going to be going nuts. We've heard him chanting Kai before. Here you are returning to your home state. It's got to feel cool. I don't care what Jimmy or anybody else says. Maybe it's because I'm not the elite athlete that you guys are. But somebody chanting Kai, 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 a whole arena, you got to hear that. Do you think that ever makes a difference in your fight? I don't think a big difference, but like mentally for the people you're fighting, everyone's different.
Well, considering that Jimmy has fought on some very, very high-level stages, I'm going to give him credit where credit's due, because we saw what happened in Florida. I walked in there with my chest puffed out, and I didn't give a fuck. like I did my thing. However, I think Jimmy, so where I know that I'm just a little bit different right now. I won my first world title at 22 years of age. I'm the first featherweight world champion in BKFC history. I have a lot to be proud of already. I'm fighting because I love it. I'm fighting because I'm choosing to be here. I have backup plans for money. I'm going to make my money no matter what. I'm playing with what I call free time right now. And so, but Jimmy is towards the tail end of his career, and, he's still chomping at the bit, trying to get that world title there. That's the pressure Jimmy's bringing into this. He went and became a cop to make sure that he had a good set up future, I guess. As I called it in the ring, his pension. He got his pension nice and set up for him. He didn't believe in himself to really work towards that that financial security through fighting. And, he's done really well. And like I said, hats off and respect to him, but I'm here because I love it. And he's here still trying to get that dream. There's that pressure on his back.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal way of looking at it that I didn't even think about. You're right. He's got to get that done. Here it is. We're looking at the closing moments of the Hollywood card with you guys facing off.
Look good. That was after 5 rounds, Brian.
Little Jim, I guess you deserve it. It's going to be your time to celebrate your pension because you're done when we fight.
Yes, sir. That was so corny, but I love it. I told him, told you.
That was after 5 rounds of just pure, adrenaline pumping action that you were able to be that calm and say that to him. You do have a gas tank like no other. I'm excited to see what you do coming up. After the UK card this week, it's on to DAZN, Montana, and Billings. BKFC.com. Keep up to date with everything. We'll have it there for you. The champion, the world champion, Kai Stewart, the king, Kai Stewart. Thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir. And I look forward to establishing myself as BKFC 2.0 November 9th. Billings, Montana, live on DAZN. Let's go, baby.
We're looking forward to it. Kai Stewart, thanks for joining us, man. He was what? He was the outcast. He was the hefty bag, but he's now the king. What a great name for him. Looking forward to see what he can do next. Anthony, Kai, Jimmy, what are you thinking about the fight?
Look, Kai is he's evolved as a fighter. He used to be very clinch heavy. He would grapple. He would rip the body. But as he's went to different gyms, he's trained with Michael Chiesa. He's trained with a lot of veteran UFC guys. Good boxing camp. His boxing's improved tremendously. If you watch the Duran fight, it was the one fight where he used the clinch the least. His boxing was crisp. He cracked Duran a lot. Jimmy is a little shorter. His range isn't where it needs to be to technically box with Kai, so I think he's going to blitz heavy, use his head of steam, and going to use a lot of energy, close distance, and they're going to meet in the middle and bang.
Well, they're going to meet in the middle and bang. They're going to fight. It's going to be amazing. I was waiting for that, Evan. You love fighting, man. It's so nice to be around a guy like you has studied. You love it. Thank you for that observation. We appreciate it.
That's what I do.
And since you love fighting, let's get back to the mailbag and see. People love the punching bag videos, the punching bag fails. You'll like this guy. This is one of the most professional punching bag fails we've ever seen. So he's Micro Jackson because he does midget wrestling as Michael Jackson gimmick.
I actually just saw midget wrestling.
It's fun. Watch this. Watch this. Come on, Micro. He fell off the stool, dude. At first, I'm like, he's a wrestler. He knows how to fall. He didn't fall. That wasn't on purpose. I rewatched that. Thank you for sending that in, Dana. We appreciate that. I always like a good punching bag fail. This was, Evan, you were tagged in this too, from Raw B. Moore. He tags us on stuff on Instagram. And this was a fight in a gym. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but he just wants to know what we would do. By far the weakest group of men I've ever seen and the worst gym staff I've ever seen. So basically, if you're listening and not watching, there's a fight going on in the middle of a gym. Not a boxing gym, like a Planet Fitness or something, whatever it is. And nobody's stopping it. If you're in there lifting, Evan.
What do you have to gain from stopping?
That's kind of how I feel. You're going to get a lawsuit.
Not my problem. Yeah, I don't care.
Good. I felt like a jerk for feeling that way. Like, I would probably let them fight it out.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to get anything, somebody's going to sue you if you get involved.
Oh, yeah.
Unless they're running into me, I'm not going to.
I agree. Because
I got shit to do.
You had all these tough guys in the comments there. I went and looked at it I'd kick his ass. I'd pull him apart. These wimps. Yeah. I agree. Lawsuit 101.
I just don't care enough. Unless they're hitting, smacking into women and children or something. Let them fucking slam their head onto a weight.
Let them go,
Whatever.
dude.
Yeah.
Throw them some brass knucks. Sign them up. I would have just watched. I would have enjoyed it. You can think what you will of me, but I agree 100% of it. You read my mind.
We're so desensitized, especially after seeing fighting. It wouldn't even bother us.
I would get angry. I'd be like, I tried to come to the gym and I'm back at work. I can't escape it at the gym. Brandon, what would you do?
Same thing Evan just said.
You'd never see Brandon.
That was the joke I was going to make. I was going to say, would you go there?
Oh, that's fucked up.
I didn't make the joke. Evan did. Well, I was going to make it on Anthony, though, because we can abuse him because he just showed up here. Anthony, you go to the gym. You're muscular.
I work on my cardio in the bedroom, honestly. I don't really go to the gym like that.
By yourself in the bedroom.
Myself, others.
You're so crazy.
He's a lucky guy.
You're nuts. So if you see that in the gym, do you get involved or you just watch it play out?
Oh, I'm watching it. I'm commentating.
Oh,
I'm putting my Chris Lidle hat on. I'm starting the color.
What would the commentator... Put that back on for a second.
I need to watch the video again.
Put the video on for one more second. I want to hear your BKFC commentary on this, Anthony. What would you say?
All right, my man in the red right here is trying to get the takedown. He's pushing him down. Looks like they're kind of massaging each other, honestly. I don't...
Give me a Sean Wheeler. Big right hand! When he hits him.
All right, ref, break it up. Keep it clean, keep it clean.
All right, this is kind of a boring fight. I would be like, fight harder. I'd be like Dave at ringside, Dave Sr. I'd be like, fight, throw.
You gotta throw punches.
You gotta throw.
What do you think they're fighting about?
Somebody didn't clean off the weight bench with with the towel.
Yeah.
One looked a little sweatier too.
Right. They're fighting over their squats. All right, let's see. This is finishing up the mailbag here in a second. Brenda, Dana could be a guy too. We have 2 females that watch the show. This is amazing. Brenda, she wanted her comments on this. She calls it cheese rolling. I don't know what it is. What the hell? So basically, they're people. So you chase cheese down the hill, but you roll and almost kill yourself? Like, this must be a thing. Look at this. Evan, are you going to sign up for cheese rolling?
No. It does look fun. I mean,
it looks fun, but I feel like I'd tear my shoulders and my knees.
You got to be like 10 years old to do that. You can't recover at our age from.
I used to be able to do all this stuff.
Yeah, when you were little, you could bounce around, everything. You weren't as brittle.
Bro, I come home the day after a BKFC show, just jumping out of the ring and jumping in the stands, and I can't walk for a day. So I don't know if I could do that. Cheese rolling. I know you would probably do the cheese rolling, Anthony, with the Fremunda cheese, right?
Yeah, I would roll.
You're a big fan.
I'd roll.
All right, so I don't know if you got it. All right, the other thing I know that you were all excited about, you came in here today, they said you were talking about this. They just told me in my ear. There's a boxer that called out BKFC in his post-fight. You want to talk about that before I let you go?
Yes, this is going to be a huge signing if it happens. Arguably the biggest signing in bare knuckle history if it happens. His name's Regis.
Yeah.
Regis, yep. Regis in 2019 won the WBA boxing world title for the super lightweight division. In 2022 and 2023, he also won the WBC super lightweight champion belt. He's interested in bare knuckle. He's had some of the greatest boxing fights in history. He just fought Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Devin Haney's our current champion. Just had a close fight with Ryan Garcia. So, look, if we get Regis, we've seen boxers struggle, except Austin Trout making that transition with bare knuckle.
Yeah.
I think Regis will have no trouble at all translating to our sport. And like I said, we're the rocket, right? Just gonna add more fuel and gasoline. So I hope we get this guy, man. It's gonna be badass.
There he is.
Go to bare knuckle, do something else.
Dude's a monster.
Let the young guys take over,
Regis, whatever you do next, you put New Orleans on the map.
I don't want to get flagged by design.
Pip Pop Cheerio. Yeah, then we have to deal with that.
Copyright is pretty
Yeah,
quick.
we're done. We're probably done from that alone.
Yeah.
But so even though we work with them, we have to figure this out.
Yeah,
you know more than I do about that. But no, thank you for your insight on that. Again, I can tell you're a super fan. You prove it. You're like an encyclopedia. You're like a walking encyclopedia. Thank you.
I'm gonna come back on next week too. I'm gonna become the new co-host.
Oh, that's all right. They'll have them lock the doors. Don't worry, it'll be all right. Now he knows where the office is. Oh God. All right, listen. I appreciate you can hang out for another minute. I know our camera's not working if you want,
Yeah,
but
it's been dead now.
I want to get to bkfc.com. We like to check in on that. We got so much to get to, and we don't need to go through all these. I just want to tell people that at bkfc.com, we have some of the best articles. You can keep up to date. I mean, here's an example on Jimmy Rivera. He says, we just talked to Kai. Jimmy thinks he's going to win. He told us, after winning the belt, I want to bring it to the people in charge of the athletic commission in New Jersey. I want to do everything I can so I can start fighting bare knuckle in New Jersey, which is my backyard. Look, if he does win that title, that would be one of my favorite things that could ever be done, because I'd love to be legal in New Jersey too. And I know he's probably got some pull. We'll see, but Kai doesn't see it. So make sure you tune in 2 weeks' time. BKFC.com for more. We don't have to go through all these. Just BKFC.com. There's all kinds of great articles. I know there's one about Brandon Allen. There's one about Andrew Yates getting a new car. He was excited when he won his last fight here. I want to get into, after that, what else? Oh, we have a bunch of this stuff that I was missing. Jeez, you guys are going to kill me. We're going to keep going. Hold on. I got all kinds of behind-the-scenes stuff. I had it on my rundown, but it's gone now. What's first? Oh, yeah, it's the slow-mo knockout, right? Do we have that? It's the main event.
It's playing.
There it is. I'm trying to look for my other notes. Now, the question on this is, this guy, he got his nose plastered across his face. Sir DP. Look at this. Boom! Now, I heard people talking, and if you notice, he got hit one way and went the other way. And I can only assume that probably, oh my God, that had to hurt. He probably didn't even know where he was and just was trying to avoid getting hit and wanted to fall whatever way he could fall. I mean, that's what I would assume. Because I was sitting kind of right almost next to that watching it. It looked bad in the slow-mo and on TV, but in person it was crack. I mean, it was bad. So Sawyer DP, like Lidle said earlier, lives to fight another day. Chris Camozzi, big win. Chris Camozzi was celebrating with his beautiful girlfriend. I know Randy the Pervert didn't write in today because he must be here. He won't admit it, but I know that he didn't write in, but he was a fan of Camozzi's girlfriend, I think he said, but he was not a fan of Camozzi. He was a fan of Sawyer. So we're sorry, Randy, that Sawyer lost, but you'll be very happy to watch this victory celebration. And this guy deserves this. I mean, the guy's been working his whole life. Gets a title where he's a hometown hero. Come on, you can't beat it. Can it get any better for Chris Camozzi? World title, beautiful lady by his side in his hometown. We love it. Chris Camozzi obviously enjoyed himself there, and then his walk to the back. We always like to see what's available, what they say. So let's check that out as well.
Oh, man. Too much to even say. I'm a world champ. Man, I've worked 20 years for this, man. Ooh. 20 years. You know that? I was like, fuck. Could have been a doctor, but... Congratulations.
There you go. Camozzi celebrating. He was in a great space, a great mood. I can't wait to see what comes next for, Chris Camozzi. And if you didn't watch What's the Matter with You, and if you didn't hear What's the Matter with You, but Chuck Liddell was there filming his King of Violence TV show, and he was cornering Chris Camozzi. So, I mean, if that knockout doesn't make that show, I don't know what will. Chuck Liddell, a great guy, actually spoke to David Feldman at the post-fight press conference. What's his involvement, Chuck Liddell? Will he be back with BKFC? Dave kind of hinted that he might be. Dave's talking to him. He's got some stuff going on with Chuck. So hopefully we see him back here in BKFC. I know he was there, and he seemed to really enjoy Bare Knuckle. Justin Gage, I know he's been there before. He was there as well. You may have seen that on Instagram. Let's watch what he had to say about the product.
Let's go. Third BKFC live event for me. Been sick every time. Ready for tonight. Let's go. Denver for some sick-ass fights.
Sick-ass fights. There you go. He enjoyed himself. What a class act. It was nice to kind of hang with him and talk to him for a little bit, too. Aside from Denver, which was absolutely incredible, we had what we call a dark show. I'm going to call it a lights out show. It was only live. It was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You could only see it by buying a ticket. I know Slick Rick Caruso hangs out in the chat a lot here. Big night for him. Big win over Bouchal. You can find out all the results at bkfc.com. They're up there. I did see somebody write in, give me a road report, a fan to the email. It was basically just bullet points. It said, glad to see you guys back. Would like even more Bare Knuckle back. Loved all of the fights. Did I say I was glad to see you back? So they loved it in Myrtle Beach. From what I heard, it was a fun card. It was a good card. And I do have some pictures. Vespi Selects. Nick Vespi was down there. We sent him down there to show some pictures of the fights. I know you didn't get to see him on TV, so we'll just scroll through and take a look at some of the different action that we saw there, which I'm told was really good. I think did they use the smaller ring at that one, Evan? I believe they did. It looks like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was I heard there was like sold out to the rafters as always. You tell Myrtle Beach loves us. Great photos by Nick Vespi, these Vespi Selects showing you what's going on. Look at it. There's the crowd. Look at that. For a show that's not on TV, for a dark show, you came out, you supported Myrtle Beach. Kudos to the crew that put that together. I don't want to name everybody because I don't want to miss anybody, but it seemed to go pretty well. Evan, is there any chance, I know we talked about it, do you know yet?
Sorry.
That's all right. Do you know if it's, you have to lay with the baby?
Yeah, she got me up at like 1:30.
Doing what? Were you breastfeeding?
Yeah, I was breastfeeding, yeah.
Really, 1:30? Was she just not able to sleep?
Yeah, it's an unusual time for her. And then we always fall asleep on the couch for like an hour, and then I wake up and go.
The best thing I miss, I was hugging my son the other day, and I remembered when they're babies, you can kind of put them like here on your chest and kind of recline back.
Yeah.
And my son's legs are like long now, and it was weird. So enjoy it while you got it. Buddy.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. You took me out with babies. I'm a dad. I get all
Beach.
excited. Myrtle Beach. Is that going to be on? Is that going to be on the app? Do you think any highlights or anything? I haven't looked if it's on there.
I got to reach. They had like a crew there filming, like feeding screens. I think they recorded it, so it's, I don't know, maybe.
Got it. All right. Well, maybe.
There's your answer. Maybe.
That's why they tune into the Bare Knuckle show.
There's so many different branches of this company now.
We have to get, kind of get okays. I know. Rick Caruso in the chat. You're welcome, Rick. You had a great fight from what I understand. I can't wait to see it. Hopefully I can see it. Let's see what else we have here.
Oh, lunch. Soch, what do you want for lunch? What are we talking about?
I don't know. You're throwing me off
I'm
my
sorry,
ADD.
man.
I know that Anthony's looking for Fremunda cheese on his sandwich for lunch. He likes that. Okay, so I think we have one more.
Fremunda? What's that?
I don't know. We have one more thing
Italian?
to get. Yeah, some Italian cheese, I think.
You got that?
It's aged. Sometimes if it's aged, it's really smelly.
You got a lot of homemade.
Yeah, it's home. It is homemade, and if Fremunda cheese,
God.
I'm trying to get some for you. Get my notes. If Fremunda cheese is aged, it smells even. It's like worse than provolone. The smell, from what I understand.
I think it depends. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe some of it isn't depends if it's an older person that has Fremunda cheese. Who knows?
Why are you holding my mic?
I don't know what's going on.
Well, he looks like he needs help getting back on track.
I
All we
do.
have left is
I know the announcement. I'm looking
Okay.
for it. I'm looking. Do we have the graphic for the announcement?
the new person you're talking about.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Hold on. Make sure we have the graphic here before I do it wrong. You said we have it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not sure. Do we have a drum roll ready for this?
No, I'm
please.
trying to order
Now, let's get our drum roll ready. Hold on. I'm not ready yet though. So
Oh,
I
good.
have to.
I gotta
Damn.
find the drum roll in this sound bank. There it is.
All
I got
right,
it.
I'll
You
find
ready?
it later. Yeah, we have a new signing. Let's flash it up on screen. Drum roll, please. Welcome to the BKFC. You're going to see him pop up right now. Whoosh! Bellator. Former Bellator. I think he's done everything in fighting. You want to say something? You excited?
So when I went to Mohegan Sun, I was sitting next to him, and he is one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. So I'm super excited that he's taking off the gloves and joining us because he was such a nice, cool guy to talk to. He was there at Mohegan with me, and I'm just a great, cool guy to talk to. So happy that he's joining us.
Yeah, Brendan Ward, we're excited you're here, and multi-fight deal signed by you. It's nice to hear that from the fans as well. That makes you like the guy even more. Thank you for your insight. We appreciate it. But yeah, welcome here, man. I mean, Bellator, I know you fought. I think you did PFL. This guy's been everywhere. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do in BKFC. I was speaking to matchmaker Nate Shook. He's excited about this signing. Let's just see where it goes from here. You never know when guys come from other places how they're going to do, how they're going to adjust, how they're going to feel when they get hit with a bare knuckle. But I guess we'll wait and see. I mean, do you think he's going to do pretty well, Anthony?
Look, I think he's going to do fantastic. This guy always comes forward and he throws a bad intentions, man. He originally, fun fact, he was going to fight for us versus Chris Lieben back in like the OG days, like 2019. Yeah. He was scheduled to fight us for us, but he's back now and I can't wait.
Oh, look at that. The insight. I would have never known that. That's from talking to him. That's so cool. Well, thank you for that. Listen, before we get out of here, I just saw Evan in his beautiful new flannel shirt that he's wearing.
Not new.
I've never seen it on you before. They were calling you the brawny man in the chat earlier. Did you see that? That's not a bad thing to be. Brawny man was handsome, muscular, right?
It's all that creatine. Pizza crust.
That's right. That's right. All right. So let's talk about the upcoming schedule before we get out of here. Let's flash it up. Of course, you know, this weekend, we're very excited. We'll be in the UK. Make sure you're tuned to that. BKFC.com. That's a show on the app. From there, I'm sorry, that was gross. From there,
Get the Fremunda out.
Yeah, I need a cough button here. Sorry, my voice is crushed though from Denver.
Cough now. Oh, his mic.
Thanks. My voice is cooked from Denver. All right, so then November 9th, we move on to, we had Kai Stewart on today, the champ, taking on Jimmy Rivera, who's trying to make this the biggest thing in his career by beating Kai. That's in Billings, Montana. That's a DAZN show. BKFC on DAZN in Billings. From there, we head over to November 23rd, BKFC Fight Night LA. Make sure you're tuned in for that as well. That's going to be big. LA, we were there. We've been there in the LA area, twice now? Twice now. Right? Once. The first time? No, Pachanga's not by LA. We've been to California twice. California's a big state.
This one's like Long Beach, though. It's more.
Long Beach is the spot where I serve my cane.
That is in LA, isn't it, though?
It's right there. Do you know what that's from?
What?
Long Beach is the spot where I serve my cane.
No.
Follow me. That's like Snoop Dogg.
I was going to guess Snoop Dogg. It's about the only.
I always heard about serving your cane on Long Beach. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I was a little suburban white boy. All right. So we're excited for that as well, November 23rd. And from there.
Is that like cocaine?
Actually, I never thought of that. I never thought of that until you just said that.
Yeah.
Anyway, BKFC 69. 69, dude. Nice. BKFC 69. That's from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, old movie. We'll be in Atlanta, hot Atlanta. Excited to go there. We'll be riding the MARTA and be at the Gas South Arena. It's going to be awesome. December 6th, which is also my 10-year wedding anniversary. My wife probably just found out that I'll be traveling on that date. As she watches the show, I'll buy you something nice. Sorry about that. BKFC 69 on my wedding anniversary. That works. Well, I don't know who's going to be on that show, but if you look at the chat on YouTube, I saw Nathan Rivera said he's going to be fighting there. Now, none of this is confirmed. So, I mean, I'm not calling him a liar. I'm just not confirming any of it. I'd love to see Joe Elmore on that, see what he's up to. It's going to be a great show in Atlanta. We're excited for that. And then finally, Hollywood, Florida, our home away from home. Very excited to see that as well. What's the matter? Something bad?
I told him to kill the graphic, but I forgot there was
that's all right.
Hollywood to talk
That's
about.
all right. It's fine. You don't have to keep it up. I remember the fight because I'm excited about it. Jared Warren, Mike Richmond. That'll be a fun fight. I've been waiting to see that. And then also, I'm excited for the Misfits fight, man, defending her title against Vicens. Mm-hmm. This is the toughest challenge, I think, to date. I do, for the Misfit. And I'm not saying that she's not going to win. We've seen her run through everybody, but this is a very tough challenge for her. I think this is going to be a fun fight to watch. And, you know, they love Vicens there in the Hollywood area. This is going to be capping off the year with a great fight. BKFC.com to get your tickets. I think they're on sale already. And if they're not, just stay up to date. You don't want to miss our last show of the year. And then if you hang out in the casino after the last show of the year, there's a 50-50 chance I stick around and have too much to drink and make a fool of myself. So we'll see what happens.
Brian, remember when I saw you at Dare?
What did you see? I don't remember. Oh, when you came to Hollywood. Yeah, you were there. Oh, are you talking about the club at Dare?
Yeah.
We're not supposed to talk about that.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
I'll keep it
You were
quiet.
so drunk at Dare. I saw you at Dare. What were you saying? Do you even remember?
I have a video of us taking a shot.
Oh, I did a shot with you?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I was too drunk. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I did see you there.
Yep.
We hung out for a little while. It was fun. Anthony, you want to say bye to everybody?
Goodbye to all the fans in the chat. Love you guys, all my brothers in the chat.
Well, everybody except who?
Little Ben.
Go over to Brian.
Come on,
close
get
out
in
the show
camera.
together.
Stand next to me. You're going to help me
Close
out.
it out.
Great idea. Here, take a Forge. Stand right here. Stand over here. Don't crack it open. We'll crack it open if we go off the air. So I'm going to take that. So what do? Do you remember if you watch the show? First, we get drunk on what?
Forged Irish Stout.
And then to continue our work day, like we know what we're doing, we get bucked up.
We get bucked up.
And what do? We knuckle up. Punch me.
Up.
Oh, you can hit me. Punch me in the stomach. Oh! Boom. Boom.
Right hand, left hand. We'll see how this is ruled by Andrew. Down goes Rob Cunningham on the two right hands. And Cook from Cook, and down goes Nathan Owens. There's that power difference we talked about. It's a big to the body. Knockdown number 2. Great job keeping those hands up. Back for that body shot. Counter on the left hand, and that drops Ray Putter roll.